I just want to share with you that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, has issued some instructions to me as the Minister of Home Affairs regarding the matter which is under public debate. You are aware that the Acting Director General and Corruption Commission did appear on an interview, and out of that interview, some of the revelations that came out have generated a lot of public debate. And so the instructions from His Excellency are that in as much as the Anti-Corruption Commission doesn't fall under the Ministry of Home Affairs, he has instructed us to see that the agencies that fall under the Ministry of Home Affairs get to collaborate with the Anti-Corruption Commission to ensure that the matter which is under public debate regarding the 48 houses is probed further, and that the desire is to see that matter be resolved in the courts of law. So those are the instructions His Excellency has just given this morning.
When you mean the matter should be resolved in the court of law, you mean the owners of the property or the people who are linked to that property should be found and be taken to court? Is that what you mean?
Obviously, I mean, owning a property has got trail. The houses can't just build themselves, and of course we are not going to go into the details of how far ACC did go in their investigations in the matter, but there could be elements that will require other law enforcement agencies, because ACC have got a mandate. So if there are matters that can be further probed by other agencies, for example Drug Enforcement Commission, because I heard sentiments such as the person who was arrested pointed to another person, and this person is saying the documents were fraudulently gotten. So there are elements that other institutions can further interrogate and see how they can consolidate what the ACC could have done in that matter. Yes, we acknowledge and appreciate that ACC did the gains by getting those properties forfeited to the state. But I think it's also worth noting that there could be individuals behind that, and these are the individuals that I think even the public are interested to know in terms of who they are. And so it would just be ideal that if these people are innocent, they go and maybe face and clear themselves in the courts of law. This is not to say that ACC didn't do their part. They've done their part. That's why they've ended up with the forfeiting the property. But I think His Excellency's instructions are that we need to go beyond just forfeiting the property to see who could have been behind that. It's a way of sending a signal to would-be perpetrators of the same vices.
Thank you.
And then I just further want to say that there was issues related to how the president handles his appointees when it comes to issues of corruption. And I think the nation knows where the president stands. One former minister who could have been with us still in cabinet, Honorable Chimbaka Mbwiri, now an opposition leader, is no longer in cabinet because he had to be relieved at the request of investigative agencies who thought he was not cooperating when they needed to get information from him. They requested His Excellency the President. So it's not like there's no channels in which His Excellency can decide on what to do with regards to those of his appointees who could be corrupt suspects. So Mr. Chimbaka Mbwiri, as it stands, he still remains a corrupt suspect, and he was proving difficult, and he was relieved. Others, yes, also been allowed to go to the courts. I think the president has shown on his part that he's not going to protect any one of us who's found wanting in these matters.
Thank you.
You're welcome.